On October 1st, 2025, the crisp autumn air of Seoul carried a whisper of change, a gentle breeze rustling the leaves outside Severance Hospital's grand facade. The city, ever a mosaic of neon dreams and quiet resolve, paused for a moment as ribbons were cut and applause echoed through the corridors. This was no ordinary ribbon cutting. It was the birth of the Min Yoongi Treatment Center for Autism Spectrum Disorder, ASD, a state-of-the-art facility dedicated to children on the spectrum and their families, funded entirely by a staggering 5 billion Korean won donation from Min Yoongi, the enigmatic Suga of BTS. Approximately $3.6 million in USD, or 56 billion rupiah. This gift wasn't a fleeting gesture, but a deeply personal investment, nurtured over years of silent commitment. As the doors opened, revealing therapy rooms bathed in soft, calming light and playgrounds designed for sensory exploration, the world saw not just a building, but a legacy of hope forged from the tears of a man who knows the weight of unseen struggles. Fans worldwide erupted in celebration. #WeAreProudOfYou Suga trending across X. A digital sea of purple hearts and stories of inspiration. In a week that dominated headlines, Suga's act reaffirmed his quiet revolution in mental health and social causes, a testament to a rapper whose heart beats for the vulnerable. The ceremony was intimate yet profound, held in the hospital's new atrium, where sunlight streamed through skylights, casting patterns on the floor like scattered stars. Suga stood off to the side, his black hoodie a familiar shield against the cameras, his expression a blend of humility and resolve. He didn't speak at length, Suga never does, but when he did, his words were a quiet thunder. This center is for the children who see the world differently, who need a space to shine without fear. I know what it's like to feel isolated in your own mind, to fight battles no one sees. This is my way of saying, you're not alone. The room fell silent, then erupted in applause. ARMY's virtual presence flooding live streams with messages of gratitude. It was the hottest news of the week, from Korean outlets like Ilbo to global platforms like Billboard, where headlines proclaimed, Suga's $3.6 million gift, BTS rapper opens Korea's largest ASD center. But behind the flashbulbs and fanfare lay a story deeper than dollars, a narrative of tears shed in solitude, of a soul shaped by storms, and of a light born from the very darkness it sought to conquer. To understand the Min Yoongi Treatment Center, one must journey back, not to the glamour of BTS's 2025 comeback, but to the shadowed corners of Yoongi's own life, where tears fell unseen and challenges loomed like unyielding walls. Born on March 9th, 1993, in Daegu, Yoongi grew up in a world of modest means, where dreams were luxuries few could afford. His family's home was a humble haven, its walls echoing with the practicality of survival. His father's steady hands in a factory, his mother's quiet strength in the kitchen. But Yoongi's heart beat to a different rhythm, one of hip-hop and hidden melodies, a cadence that clashed with the expectations around him. As a teenager, he found solace in music, sneaking into underground ciphers as Gloss, his verses a raw outlet for the anger and isolation that simmered beneath his calm exterior. Yet, the first tears came not from fame's roar, but from its precursor, the relentless grind of trainee life at Big Hit, now Hybe, in 2010. At 17, Yoongi arrived in Seoul with a backpack of dreams and a fractured shoulder from a delivery accident, a scar that would ache for years. The dorm was a pressure cooker, endless rehearsals, meager meals of ramen and rice, the constant spectre of debut or dismissal. He'd lie awake in the bunk bed, the snores of his future bandmates a chorus to his doubts, tears soaking his pillow as he questioned if his voice would ever be heard. "I felt like I was drowning," he later shared in a 2021 Rolling Stone interview. his tone steady but laced with the weight of memory. The tears came when no one was looking. Tears for the boy from Daegu who thought he could make it. Those tears were the seeds of his compassion, watered by the struggles he witnessed in others. In 2013, BTS debuted amid skepticism. Their early days, a battle against naysayers who dismissed them as a fad. Yoongi poured his pain into No More Dream, his rap a defiant cry, but the isolation lingered. By 2016, with August D's release, he bared his mental health battles in The Last, a mixtape track that confessed, "I thought I'd die at 20. The song was a catharsis, tears shed in lyrics that millions would embrace, but it also ignited a fire. A resolve to use his voice for those silenced by their own storms. In a Weverse magazine interview, June 2022, he reflected, "Music saved me, so I want it to save others." This was the turning point. The moment tears of despair became tears of purpose, laying the foundation for the Min Yoongi Treatment Center. The storm that truly tested Yoongi came in 2019, at the height of BTS's ascent. Map of the Soul, Persona dominated charts, their world tour packed arenas, but the pressure was a relentless gale. Yoongi, the group's quiet anchor, felt the weight of every decision. The production marathons, the fan expectations, the fear of faltering. In BTS. Break the silence, he revealed the toll. "I was terrified of what success brought, the isolation, the expectations. Nights blurred into days, his shoulder a constant ache, his mind a whirlwind of anxiety." It was then that he began researching ASD, inspired by a fan letter from a parent whose child struggled with the spectrum. The story hit close. Yoongi's own battles with social anxiety and depression mirrored the invisible storms families faced. "I saw myself in their fight," he'd say in a 2023 Hybe interview, his voice soft but resolute. "If I could turn my tears into help, I had to try." The donation wasn't impulsive. It was a culmination of years of quiet giving. In 2018, he anonymously donated 100 million Korean won to a Daegu Children's Hospital, funding equipment for underprivileged kids, a gesture discovered only when hospital staff leaked it. By 2020, amid the pandemic, he contributed to music programs for at-risk youth, his support hidden behind a veil of humility. These acts were tears turned to action, a rapper's way of repaying the world that had saved him. For the ASD Center, he committed 5 billion KRW in 2022, personally overseeing designs for sensory rooms, therapy gardens, and family support spaces. "It's for the children who feel the world too loudly," he explained during the opening, his eyes glistening, a rare public glimpse of vulnerability. The center, named in his honor, isn't just bricks and mortar, it's a legacy, equipped with cutting-edge tools like virtual reality therapy and music-based interventions, drawing from Yoongi's belief in art as healing. The opening ceremony on October 1st, 2025, was a symphony of emotion. The hospital's atrium transformed into a space of hope. Families gathered, their children's eyes wide with wonder, as Suga cut the ribbon, his hands steady despite the ache in his shoulder. A young girl named Ji-yeon, 8, with ASD, approached him, her hands flapping in excitement, a drawing of a piano clutched in her fist. "Thank you for the music room," she said, her voice small but clear, and Yoongi knelt, tears brimming in his eyes. "It's for you," he replied, his voice cracking. The moment captured in a photo that went viral. Suga, the stoic rapper with a tear-streaked cheek, holding a child's drawing. That image became a symbol. "We're proud of you, Suga," trending with 2 million posts in 24 hours. Fans sharing stories of their own ASD journeys, turning the donation into a global conversation on mental health. Ji-yeon's story was the light born from Yoongi's tears. Diagnosed at 3, her family had struggled with limited resources. Her meltdowns, a daily battle. The center's music therapy room, equipped with adaptive keyboards and soundproof pods, became her haven, where she'd play simple melodies, her flapping hands finding rhythm. "It's like Suga Hyung understands," her mother said in a KBS News interview, tears in her eyes. "He turned his pain into this place." Yoongi visited quietly, weeks after the opening, sitting with Ji-yeon as she played Kiss the Rain on a low keyboard, her laughter a melody sweeter than any chart topper. "You're a star," he told her, his voice soft. And in that moment, his tears, shed in the studio, in the dorm, in the dark, found purpose, birthing a light that illuminated not just her world, but countless others. The donation's impact rippled far beyond Seoul. By 2026, the center had served over 1,000 families. Its programs, art therapy, sensory integration, parent support, drawing international acclaim. Collaborations with organizations like Autism Speaks Korea and global partners expanded its reach, with Yoongi funding scholarships for ASD artists. Army mobilized, raising an additional 1 billion Korean won through fan drives. Their hashtag #SugaForAutism campaign, a testament to the rapper's influence. "He gave us hope when we had none," a parent tweeted, the post garnering 500,000 likes. Yoongi, ever humble, downplayed it in a 2025 Variety interview. "It's not about me, it's about the kids who deserve to shine." The Min Yoongi Treatment Center stands as Suga's greatest legacy, a monument to the tears he shed in silence. The tears of a boy from Daegu. The tears of a trainee on the brink. The tears of a rapper facing fame's storm. It's a place where children like Ji-yeon find their voice, where families breathe easier, where the spectrum's challenges are met with compassion. In July 2025, at Jamsil Stadium, Suga performs Interlude, Shadow. His voice a roar that splits the night, 70,000 fans chanting along "Their light's a purple sea." He pauses, tears glistening under the spotlights, and whispers, "For the kids who fight in the shadows, your light is brighter than mine." The crowd erupts, their pride a thunderclap, a moment captured forever, as #Suga Tears of Hope trends worldwide. This donation isn't just $3.6 million. It's a revolution, a rapper's heart laid bare, tears that birthed a legacy of hope. Army, inspired, continues the work. Donations, awareness events, stories shared. Suga's act reminds us, from pain comes power, from tears comes light. In a world of fleeting fame, his legacy endures, a beacon for every child who sees the world differently, a gift from a man whose soul sings for the unseen. The echoes of Suga's tears and triumphs still resonate, a legacy that lights up lives and inspires us all. But this story of hope is just one chapter in an epic of resilience. We're crafting this tale into chapters, each a soul-stirring dive into Suga's journey, pieced with passion to bring you the magic faster. So, Army, don't blink. The next chapter awaits, plunging into the raw nights of crafting the last, where every scar bleeds into brilliance. Craving more? Smash that like button if Suga's heart moved you. Subscribe to unlock the next wave of genius, and share this with your Army fam to spread the light. Flood the comments with your deepest thoughts, your wildest theories, your rawest emotions, your loudest cheers. What tearful moment shaped Suga next? How has this story touched your soul? Your voice is our fuel, igniting this channel to soar higher for you. Keep the purple flame alive, keep the love strong, and let's rise with Suga's legacy. See you in the next chapter, where the tears flow deeper and the hope burns brighter.